The ultimate electric vehicle stock tier list. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and today we have a little bit of a different video. I have 10 electric vehicle stocks and we're going to make a tier list out of all of them. The hype surrounding these kind of companies as of late has been insane. Every time you open up your YouTube app, I guarantee there's a video staring you in your face regarding either Tesla stock, Nio Stock, Workhorse, Hyliion, any of those. And it's a weird industry because the large majority of these companies aren't making any profit on a yearly basis right now. And usually in itself, that's a big enough turn off for people. You know, you wouldn't invest in a company who's not profitable. But the potential that comes with these EV companies is enough to offset that risk. After you watch this video till the end, I want you guys to drop me a comment down below. And I want you to let me know what you don't agree with. Because obviously, it's 10 companies. We're all going to have some minor disagreements here. But I would be really interested in hearing your guys' thoughts. Right before we get into the list, can I please ask you to smash a like on this video? It's something I've never done before. And who knows, I will do more videos like this if we get a good response. And of course, if you are new around here, smash that subscribe button. The momentum we have on our side right now is crazy. And we're going to keep it going, baby. So with that being said, let's get into making this list happen. So here we are, people. Here is the 10 companies we'll be going through today. We'll get to each of them. But of course, right, if you're speaking about electric vehicles, you have to start it off with Tesla. I mean, we need a reference point, and Tesla is the biggest big boy in the game. They're going to have to be the reference point. Now, with a few of these companies that we're going to speak today, I do have full up-to-date videos on them. Tesla is one of them. If you've seen that video, you'll know that I'm actually not invested in Tesla just yet. And I gotta tell you, it doesn't feel good. I mean, their growth, Tesla, okay, up 45% in the month. Now, personally, I do feel like Tesla is somewhat overvalued. Now, I know a lot of the big Tesla boys, they're not going to agree with me, but I personally do. Now, that isn't to say that I think if you buy at this price, you're ultimately going to lose money. I definitely don't, and I definitely see Tesla being worth a whole lot more in the future. But I mean, we see massive fluctuations with Tesla an awful lot of the time. I mean, oftentimes when they do go up a considerable amount, they come down. Now, so be it, this was the virus situation. I can't hold that against them. But Tesla has been known to go up and down pretty much as they wish. Even though I am not personally invested in them, and even though I do think that in the short term, they're a little bit overvalued, I mean, they have to go at the top. They have to go under super amazing. Tesla is the reference point for every other single electric vehicle company out there right now. Tesla currently has 29% of the global electric vehicle market in the first quarter of 2020. And they own more than half of the US market, which is obviously their biggest market by far. And without Tesla, the US electric vehicle market is actually faltering. Now, I have put them at the very top of the list, but personally, it really does just look like a bubble to me. And I know a lot of people don't agree with that. I know I will get a few comments of people saying Tesla is always going to go up. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Me, I am not comfortable buying at these prices. I'm all for a bit of hype. I'm all for following the train, whatever. But Tesla is just too overvalued for me. But still, they just are undoubtedly the best electrical vehicle company out there. From a company's point of view, they are the most advanced by far. Sometimes being the best doesn't necessarily mean that I want to invest in you. Company number 2, we have Nikola. Oh, this one's gonna ruffle a few feathers. Nikola, it's hard. I'm between these two. Right now, I would have to put them here. Like, right now, as of right now, there's not a chance I would want to buy this company. But I could see a stage in the future where, you know, they could actually have a product, they could prove themselves, and I would want to move them up here. But objectively speaking, if we're talking about right now how I feel about the company, they're down here. Nikola has been on a crazy ride. When news first came out that they were going to go public through VTIQ, we saw a little bit of upward movement. And by a little bit of upward movement, I mean 130% in a week. From there, it came down a little bit, and then the merger happened. And it absolutely shot up over 500%. Since then though, it hasn't been great. I mean, it's come back down nearly 50%. Although yesterday, another absolutely incredible day, up 34.3%. Pre-market today, up 11%. Now, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to put them into the meh area because I can see why people would want to buy. But I'm not buying. Now look, I love the idea, I love the concept, I love the vision, I love the hydrogen, I love what they stand for. But right now, guys, They have nothing. I mean, anybody could come out with a concept that sounds absolutely incredible, but there's no products. And to be honest, I don't really like the CEO. I don't like the management. I don't like the way he speaks. I just don't like him. And it's hard to invest in a company whose management team you don't like. And as well, there's a lot of competition in what they're going for. It's just big Class 8 vehicles predominantly. They do have their pickup truck as well, but there is also a lot of competition in that market. They have no charging stations yet. They have no vehicles. No interest to me. I genuinely feel like I'm being a little bit generous by putting them here, but I'm going to leave them there. Okay, next up we have Nio, another company I recently made a full video on. And if you watched that full video, you know that I'm not personally particularly interested at this price point. I think that ultimately Nio right now is just a gamble, but I definitely do see them as having more of a place in the world than Nikola, and for that reason I'm going to put them into mid tier, because I can understand why you would want to invest in this company, and I definitely wouldn't count myself out from investing in these guys someday. The last month's growth has been nothing short of absolutely incredible, going up nearly 100%. I mean, that big dip yesterday, a big dip of 2.5%. Pre-market again today up 6.3% so far. So a few good things about Nio, okay? It's shipping vehicles, not too worried. Its sales are growing and it has money in the bank. Very important because most of these guys don't, honestly. And a big reason for this push, okay? Its second quarter sales had nearly tripled from a year ago, exceeding their own expectations. When we see things like this that are better than our estimates, oftentimes it does lead to a stock's price in the short term going up very quickly, but oftentimes it does also lead to some sort of a pullback. Now, we didn't really get any sort of a pullback, so we'll have to see what happens. So Nio's in China, okay? And China are both the largest manufacturer and buyer of electrical vehicles in the world, accounting for more than half of all electric cars made and sold in the world in 2018. So there's obviously a massive market here, and China kind of need electric vehicles. I think we all know that the pollution, etc. in China is in a terrible place, and they need things like this. So I'm throwing them into the mid tier, okay, because I think that the price has been inflated a considerable amount later. I do believe it has a lot more room to run up, but I personally am not happy investing at these prices based off of what I'm seeing. But time will tell. Okay, next up we have Hyliion stock. So this is still trading under the SPAC that is SHLL, Tortoise Acquisition Corp Class A. And I actually did open up a relatively small position in this company. Now, I didn't get in early. I'm not one of the people who has made loads of money. I am actually down about 7% or so. So I didn't get in at a great price. I didn't get in early. Now, Hyliion. I really do like the look of these guys, and we'll go through exactly why now. And I am actually going to put them, potentially controversially, up at the amazing tier, so just under Tesla, just above Nio. We'll start it off with Hyliion's mission, okay, is to be the leading powertrain provider of electrified solutions for the commercial vehicle industry. They want to electrify trucking, okay, reduce GHG emissions, have the lowest total cost of ownership. This right here, to me, is one of the most important things out there. Strong customer demand, and there's about an $800 billion market opportunity. Hyliion already have a product, and they have up and coming products that look absolutely fantastic. They've over 2 million miles driven over the road to date using their hybrid electric. This right here, I won't go through it all in depth, but basically 7-year total cost of ownership is a whole lot less than Nikola if you do buy one of their trucks, and is a whole lot less than Tesla if you buy one of their trucks. And again, unlike Nikola, these guys are on the road right now. You know, they have their products, they have charging stations, they have everything you need to have a business. And people who use these trucks are business owners, and business owners want to do the most cost-effective means necessary, and Hyliion have that right now. They also outperform their competitors in many ways, including range, which again is going to be a very, very, very important one. Time equals money, more range equals less time charging, okay? Refueler charge time, again, tiny, the biggest payload capacity, and the best performance alongside Tesla. Now, their main competitor is Tesla. I'm not even going to include Nikola because I just really don't like them. So that is a terrible competitor. You don't want to have them as a competitor. And as well, we all know that Tesla right now, their main focus is on their cars. Hyliion's is just on these trucks. That's why they get this amazing spot. I really, really do like the look of them. Now, they are definitely somewhat speculative in nature. I mean, they're still trading under a SPAC. They're not even public yet, technically. And a lot could go wrong, okay? Just because I have them at amazing doesn't mean it's not high risk, okay? Things could go wrong, and they could grow all the way down here below Nikola, or in line with Nikola. So again, just because it's here doesn't necessarily mean that you should definitely buy, you know? Understand the risks. Okay, next up we have Workhorse stock, okay? Another company I do have a full video on, and I very, very much so like the look of this company as well. I would put them up there on par with Hyliion, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. They go into amazing. On the monthly chart, okay, they had gone up 450%. They since have dropped down 20%. I am in this company yet again with a small position because it still is a relatively speculative play, and I'm up just over 10%. Pre-market's up 1.5%-ish. Oh, it's looking okay. So the main thing you need to know about Workhorse, okay, is that their vehicles are built specifically for last mile delivery. So most of the companies we look at, you know, they have these big massive class 8 vehicles, massive trucks, or else just regular cars, okay? And neither of them are suitable for deliveries. You know, your Amazon package that you order, when it comes up to your house, it's in a van, you know, it's not in a big semi-truck. That's where Workhorse comes in. Now, there is also a lot more to this company than just these vans. They also have this Horsefly UAV, which I touched off in my last video. But again, these guys have products that are out there right now. They're on the streets, they are doing work. Proven track record with nearly 400 vehicles on the road and 5 million plus miles driven in real life duty cycles and climates. And again, owning one of these as opposed to a regular gas van in the span of 20 years could save a company over $170,000, which when you're using hundreds if not thousands of these vehicles, that adds up very, very quickly. So again, it all comes down to the cost of ownership. They work alongside UPS right now, absolutely massive, and there is this huge USPS contract that is being bidded for right now. And if Workhorse are to get that contract, it is going to be absolutely fantastic. So again, I have it on the amazing tier, but it could fall down to the meh or stay away tier if things are to go wrong. From a long-term point of view though, I don't even think they need this contract just yet. They have time, but if they do get this contract, I think that the stock price is going to absolutely moon up, and that is why I was willing to open up a relatively small position. But that is Workhorse. They are in the amazing tier for me. Love them. Next up, we're having a look at Nio Stock, or Electrameccanica Vehicles Corp. Now, I've never spoken about these on the channel. I was going to make a full video on them soon, so if you want that, just let me know in the comments. But we'll go through them really quickly because in this last week, they started gaining a lot of momentum. I mean, up over 120% pretty much from start to finish last week. But I mean, these guys have started to make a whole lot of noise lately. There's a lot of momentum on their side, up over pretty much 180% from the very recent lows. So this is what their vehicles look like, okay? It is little tiny single seat electric vehicles. Personally, I think it's quite cool, okay? And what you'll see when we get to a few of the other companies we're going to look at today, I like the look of this car more. It's fully enclosed. It looks like a car for one person. Now again, these cars actually aren't on the road yet, but they are available to reserve right now. And they are a real car, okay? They have a range of 100 miles, so a considerable range, and a speed of 80 miles an hour. So this is going to be your everyday car, you know? Going to work, going to the shops, things like that. It's going to cost a whole lot less to run than your standard vehicle. Now, you might not want to take this across the country, but it's a one-person vehicle. You know, it's to get from A to B. 3 hours to fully charge, that's okay. And of course, very important to know, it's compatible with universal charging stations everywhere, so they are readily available to be charged. It's not like Nikola where they're going to have to make this a whole H2 infrastructure across the whole of the world. I think this is cool. Your Solo has 99% fewer parts than a combustion engine, meaning significantly fewer opportunities for things to go wrong. So again, there are loads and loads of charging stations, and it is easy to install a low-cost charge station at home. But I mean, like, they're pretty much everywhere by now, as far as I know, in the US at least. And if you are to get one of these, and let's just say that you drive about 40 miles a day, your annual savings compared to a gas related car could be about $3,500, so a considerable amount. And you can reserve one of these right now for $250. That is refundable, and it's estimated it's going to be less than $20,000 when it's released. So if you do use this vehicle a considerable amount, okay, if you can get over the fact that it looks a little bit different than your average 4-seater car, you could actually end up saving an awful lot of money using one of these vehicles. I, for one, would happily get one of these. Now, I'm going to put it into mid-tier, okay, because I see some huge potential, but we don't really know how practical it's going to be just yet. Right now, it's a company, okay, revenue was up a little bit compared to the same quarter a year ago. Research and development expenses were down a little bit. The operating loss was up a little bit. The net loss was considerably better, but cash equivalents and short-term deposits were a little bit less. So, I mean, if you were to buy at this price right now, to me, it's just a massive gamble, and I don't even think it's necessarily a short-term gamble. I think it could take a little while for us to really know the future of this company. But I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not worth a gamble, and that's exactly why I've put them into mid-tier. It's a company I'm definitely interested in, and I want to keep an eye on going forwards. Just right now, I don't think I really want to invest in them. But I mean, it would actually be pretty cool to drive around in one of those. I think so, at least. Maybe some of you guys don't agree, but I would. Interesting company. You may be aware of these guys. BLNK. The ticker symbol is BLNK, okay? And in the last month, again, a company who's gone up over 265%. Most of that has happened in the last couple of weeks. And even the last 5 days, these guys still have been going up very, very quickly, despite some little ups and downs here and there. Now, this is a little bit different, okay? Because what they do is they provide by these charging stations. So BLNK is among the largest owner and operators of electric vehicle charging stations in the United States. Founded in 2009, BLNK is dedicated to slowing climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions caused by transportation. The company is a driving force in the EV industry, paving the way for the growth and adoption of electric vehicles. And they connect more than 15,000 charging stations across the United States. That's a lot. Total revenue for the 3 months ended March 31st, 2020 increased 125% to a quarterly record. This was driven by the revenue from product sales of $777,000 for the 3 months ended March 31st, 2020 compared to $103,000 during the same 3 months 2019, an increase of 653%. Now the thing I like about this company is that when pretty much any EV company does well, and as more and more EV companies get on the road, these guys should do well. It really is your typical story when it comes to any EV company right now. They are struggling at the moment. Nearly nobody is profitable on an annual basis. It's somewhat speculative. Now, I wish that there was, somewhere between amazing and mid-tier. I would like to have them right in the middle. What I really do like about them is that, not as much has to go in their favour for them to be successful in the long term. I also love the fact that, they have so many charging stations out there right now. They've proven they can do it. So what I am going to do is I'm going to move them into the mid-tier, but I'm going to put them right at the front of the mid-tier because I think, they're very close to here. And actually, with that being said, if I'm going to do it in order, I should have Workhorse in front of Hyliion. I just let Workhorse take the pick. Next up, we're having a look at the company Arcimoto Inc. Ticker symbol FUV. And FUV stands for Fun Utility Vehicle, so a little bit different to the rest of the companies we've looked at today. So this is the first thing, okay, the Deliverator. Something that's designed for restaurants to deliver their own food. The Rapid Responder, these 2-seated vehicles for, say, firefighters, police departments even, to get somewhere really quickly. And then just these fun little yokes. And I mean, they do look pretty slick. So they're not quite like Solo, because they're 2-seaters, and also they're very open. They are fun vehicles. So their mission, like a lot of EV companies, our mission is to catalyze the shift to a sustainable transportation system. Right, so total assets are down compared to last quarter. Current liabilities are up. Total liabilities are up. So they're finally making some sales, but they are now losing money. Loss from operations, worse. Look, right now to me, yeah, they look cool. It's kind of exciting, but no interest to me. I'm not going to necessarily put them at stay away because I can understand why you would want to invest in them, but they're just meh, I definitely won't be investing in them. They don't appeal to me just yet. Next up, we're having a look at a little company called AYRO. So these guys' growth really only started the 1st of July, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4 trading days, up over 125%. Now these guys have a history. We look at the 6-month chart, they were going down, they had a big spike before the virus, they went down massively. The 5-year chart, I mean, they traded very sideways at much higher prices, and it's just been a crash and a half. So these guys are in purpose-built, versatile, all-electric vehicles. I mean, this just looks ugly, to be honest. All of this looks really ugly. I mean, there's their 3-wheel delivery vehicles. Ugly. Electric light-duty work trucks, again, just ugly. So these guys are making products for a few different industries. Education, okay, go anywhere on or around campus with our versatile line of utility, transportation and street legal vehicles, corporate campuses, hotels and resorts, government, food, beverage, retail. I just don't really see anything that makes them stand out to any of the other companies we looked at today so far. But they did just recently complete a factory expansion to handle up to 600 electrical vehicles per month, so that's a good sign. So they're 10Q again, current assets gone down, total assets gone down, total liabilities much the same. I mean, it's up a little bit, but not much at all. And they're actually in a decent position asset to liability wise, so that's nice to see and not particularly common to see. So operating loss, obviously they're not making any money yet. Worse than last year. So with this company, I just don't see anything exciting about them whatsoever. So for me, they go straight into the meh tab. And then we have one more company to look at, and these ones are actually quite a cool one. They're a little bit different. We're looking at Nio Technologies, okay, ticker symbol NIU, and these guys have a PE ratio. Ooh, they're making some money. 6-month stock chart, we can see these guys have just taken off, okay. 1-month stock chart, they've really taken off. So these guys pretty much, they sell scooters, okay, electric scooters. Total distance driven, 5.525 billion. It's always going up. Kilometers, that is. 592,000 active riders today. They've saved this much on CO2 emissions. And they may well have planted 69 million trees. So what I like about these guys straight away is it's something different. It's these scooters or bikes, you know, it's slightly different. So Nio strengthens market position with new e-bicycles in China and retail sport expansion. We've already spoken about, you know, how big China is in this game. Second quarter 2020 e-scooter sales volume. I mean, it is up, you know, very close to double in the Chinese market. Now it's down in the international market, but overall, look, from 99,000 up to 160,000 scooters sold. That's exciting. Now first quarter 2020, okay? Revenues down 34.4%. Gross margin up a little bit. Net loss down an awful lot. So look, the first quarter was terrible, but the first quarter was terrible for literally every electrical vehicle company. The second quarter was absolutely fantastic. The number of e-scooters sold was 40,160 in the first quarter. In the second quarter, that pretty much quadrupled. So this obviously just came out, and it definitely did fill people with confidence, because when it came out, the stock's price has shot up over 25% since, with maxes of nearly 40%. Now this is a funny one for me. It's a tough one because I am genuinely contemplating investing in this company. I can't say I am completely and utterly 100% filled with the utmost confidence, but I'm not with any electrical vehicle company, and I do want to diversify. I want to be in a few of these companies. But I mean, these guys are making profits. Nearly none of these other companies are making profits. And I'm in a similar situation with BLNK. I mean, do I want mid-tier or do I want amazing? Because these guys I could see myself investing in. I definitely don't want them there. Oh no, what? Don't go into stay away. What's filling me with confidence is the fact that Q2 was so good. We can't go off Q1 because that was bad for everyone. But Q2 was amazing. Even compared to Q2 of last year, it was absolutely amazing. Oh, this is such a hard decision. You know what, guys? Just because there's not much competition, and I've seen these electric scooters and I've seen these electric bikes gain popularity literally all over the world. I'm going to put them in amazing. I'm doing it. That's where they're going to stay, and that is the tier list. We didn't put anybody in stay away. If I had to put anybody in stay away, bang, it would look like that. I'm actually going to leave them there just to annoy all of the Nikola investors. But there we are, guys. That is my electric vehicle tier list. That was actually quite a bit of fun, to be honest with you. If you watched till the end and you want to see me do more videos like this, just drop me a comment down below. Let me know what sector you would like me to cover, because I actually enjoyed that quite a lot. So a quick recap. Tesla is the only one up there at super amazing, even though I personally am not investing in them just yet. I mean, they have to be there. In the amazing spot, we have Workhorse, we have Hyliion, and we have Nio. In the mid tier, we have BLNK, we have Nio, and we have Solo. In the met tier, we have FUV and AYRO. And in the stay away tier, we have Nikola Motors, even though really they're in the met tier. I actually had a lot of fun recording that. It's good to do something a little bit different every now and again. If you've watched till the end, I appreciate you so much. Really, really do. Please do drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of my list and what you personally would change. And with that being said, guys, I won't take up any more of your day. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day ahead of you. Please drop the video a like if you haven't yet, and of course subscribe if you're new around here. I will catch you for tomorrow's video. Peace.